If you are waiting to have the experience or have the knowledge to go out and try something, you're going to be waiting forever. So I've been working with an athlete, newer to lifting, I'd say no more than maybe 1 or 2 months of lifting ever, has never been taught proper technique, form, mechanics, any of that. So there's a lot of things that are going on that aren't exactly where I want them to be, but I'm still progressing him. And no, I'm not putting him under heavy loads or anything that's going to compromise his positioning to cause an injury or anything like that. But what I'm getting at here is the refinements are going to take time. Little small tweaks in technique to go from an okay squat to a good squat to a great squat, those are going to take years. But right now, what we're trying to do is recognize when you're doing it wrong and attempt to feel the proper musculature that you're supposed to be activating during the particular movement. That way, over time, we can refine what we've learned. And most importantly, we know when we're doing it wrong. That way, if we ever run into an injury or something doesn't feel right, we can dial back and recognize that something isn't normal. So this really goes into a lot of, I battled with this myself for a long time, but I see it all the time. And it's whenever you don't take action because you feel like, man, I'm not where I want to be yet. So why should I take action? What I mean here is if you are waiting to have the experience or have the knowledge to go out and try something, you're going to be waiting forever, because this right here really shuts people down before they even give themselves a shot. It's this concept that you have to have all this prerequisite experience before you actually go out and do the thing. You want to start a business. Well, do you have to have experience to run a business? No. Do you need some background knowledge that you can prep yourself? Yes, you do need a little bit of background knowledge to execute what you're trying to do. Do you need to have the expertise of how to properly hire people and how to lead a Fortune 500 company? No, you don't. But you can develop those skills over time the more that you put yourself in the pressure cooker. Something that has helped me overcome this throughout the years, this kind of paralysis by analysis type of approach where I don't know if I'm capable of doing this because I don't quite have the experience or I don't quite have the knowledge or anything like that. Number one is recognizing that the only way that you're going to get these types of experiences is actually going through the thing, whatever you're trying to go through. Putting yourself out there, deciding, fail, succeed, I'm going to give it the best that I can. Whatever happens, happens. I've equipped myself the best that I possibly can up to this point, and I'm going to rely on what I know. And most importantly, I'm going to be resourceful if something goes wrong. I'm going to try to use what's around me. I'm going to try to use my network. I'm going to try to use my brain in research and looking through any type of information that could potentially help me, remedy the situation. Number two, remembering that these things are going to pass. So anytime that you find yourself in a tough situation, something that feels like you might not ever get out of, and you always find a way out. It always ends. Things come, they go. You're not in it forever. And then the last thing I'll leave you with is giving yourself a little bit of grace throughout the process. So this is something that is very, very tough for me, being someone who strives to be the best I possibly can be in whatever it is that I do. There are times that I have to step back and realize, despite your best efforts, you are just not there yet. You need more work. You need more time. You need to keep putting yourself in more experiences like this to overcome these barriers that have kept you out, these obstacles that have gotten in your way and have defeated you. Come back to them, do what you have to do, and eventually overcome. But it's not one of those things that beating yourself up and putting yourself down is going to fix. It's a process. It's a process to learn. It's a process to gain that experience. And the more that you can recognize that and realize, I may not be where I want to be today, doesn't mean that I'm not going to be there tomorrow. So I was thinking about that because there are way too many people out there that have great ideas, great potential to lead, to start something. And it's a shame that they talk themselves out of it before they even begin. So I just wanted to drop you a couple words of encouragement here, and hopefully you can find a way to push through that pain of not being able to start. Being able to convince yourself that, hey, I'm capable of doing this. I'm going to go out and give it my best shot and we'll see what happens.